Stop making boring pudding. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the best banana pudding. Hi, my name is Christina. I'm with eatingonadime.com. Welcome to my sister's kitchen. My sister Carrie and I are on a mission to help real families eat real food at home, even on a budget. And we, of course, always make main dishes, but we love desserts too. But we love easy, simple, delicious desserts. So today I'm going to show you how to make the best banana pudding. It's a simple, no bake recipe that everyone's going to love. So for my banana pudding today, I'm going to make it in this fun little trifle dish. I'm going to link this below, guys. This is completely optional. I'm just doing it to be cute, fun, festive. You can make this in a 8x8 pan, 9x9 pan, a casserole dish, whatever you have, because it's a no bake recipe. So any container that you layer the ingredients is going to be perfect. But now this trifle dish, I'm sorry, we're baking another recipe, so sorry about that. What I'm loving about this trifle dish is it's durable, but it's not super heavy, which is awesome. So if you're in the market, I'm going to link it below, but it's not required. Let's get this trifle dish out of the way for now. First up is you want to get your pudding ready. So for this easy, simple recipe, I like to use instant vanilla pudding. I'm using a 3.4 ounce package. Now you can use homemade if you prefer, but I'm all about quick and easy, so I'm doing instant. Now, some people may not have instant in their area, like if you're watching from another country, which we love that. So I am going to link our homemade version down below so you can still make this recipe. So you want to mix the instant pudding with 2 cups of cold milk. And then whisk it together until that pudding mixture is completely dissolved. We're going to refrigerate this for 10 to 15 minutes until it thickens up a little bit. So I'm going to get this in the fridge and I'll see you soon. Now it's time to get the bananas ready while that pudding is getting all nice and chilled for us. So for this recipe, it's 6 bananas, but these 2 are huge. This is literally the biggest banana I've ever seen. So I'm just using 5 today. You want good ripe bananas. Don't get the green ones. So if you get some at the store and they're still pretty green, let them ripen up because it's going to taste better in this recipe. I'm not worried about them falling apart right now because we are going to slice them into nice thin slices because we want it to get nice and soft. I always cut off the ends and either eat them or throw them away. I'm going to eat them today. I'm feeling it. But we are going to layer these in that trifle dish, and we want the pudding to kind of go all around it and it just really soak into the pudding. So you do want them nice and thin. Now it's time to start layering. This is when we're going to use the trifle. Remember, you can use any baking dish that you would like. First, we're going to start out with these Nilla Wafers. Did I say it right? Let me know in the comments below. I always get stressed out when it's time to say the name because I want to say vanilla wafer, but I know that's not it. So I always overthink it. Okay, so you just get a bag of these, and we're always going to layer these on the bottom first into a thin layer. I do the flat side down just because they lay better, but honestly, it probably wouldn't matter. It's all going to taste the same when it's all said and done. Next, we're going to layer the banana slices right on top. Just try to do an even layer. This is great to get your kids involved because it's a no-bake recipe, so they can really help you out. And that's what makes this banana pudding so good is the layers, and the pudding kind of drizzles down into it and it adds a ton of flavor. Now we're going to top with the pudding mixture, so we just got to get that out of the refrigerator. So you can tell the pudding is nice and set. So before we add it to the trifle, we are going to mix in 8 ounces of Cool Whip. Now for the entire recipe, you need 16 ounces. That's why I have the big thing. If you do not have a big container at your grocery store, just get 2 8 ounces and that's going to work great. We're going to mix half of it into here and we're going to save the other half for topping. Reserve the rest of this. When I say reserve, it's just a fancy way to say save. Save the rest of it for the topping because I love Cool Whip. More Cool Whip, the better. Now, if you don't have Cool Whip at your grocery store, you can make a homemade whipped cream and that would work great as well. So you just want to get it to where you no longer see the streaks of the two mixtures. So instead of it being like white and yellow stirred together, it should just be like a pale yellow mixture. And that's when you know that it's perfectly combined. Make sure you get to the bottom and get it all stirred together. Then we're gonna layer this right on top of the wafers and the banana. So you just want enough to cover it because we're gonna layer in this trifle or the baking dish, whatever you're using, and you just want to cover it so it soaks into those when it sets. Now we're just going to repeat the same layers. So we're going to top with the wafers and the bananas and all that. And so you just want to layer it up until you run out of ingredients, essentially. Do not overthink this. You do want to try to have your top layer be the pudding mixture, because the reason this tastes so well is that the wafers get nice and soft. So if they're not coated in the pudding, they're not going to get soft. So make sure you top with pudding. Now it's time for the bananas. So remember, wafers, banana slices, pudding. That's the order you want to do. And you just keep on layering it. That's why I like to do this in a trifle dish, because if you kind of put them to the edge, then you can see it on the side and it makes it all festive and beautiful. Then it's time for more pudding. Again, just make sure it's completely covered and use your spatula to move it around to make a thin layer on top here. So I'm on my last layer. You do want to reserve some of the wafers for topping to crush it up. It's optional, but I like it. It makes it fancy. And you want to make sure that you top it with pudding. Remember, the final layer you want to be pudding. Now, how many layers you have is really going to depend on the container that you use. In this trifle bowl, I was able to get 4 layers. If you have one that has more of a surface area, you're going to get less layers. And if you have one with a smaller one, you might have more. So that's why we just say continue layering until you used up all your ingredients. The bananas will probably go first, the bananas and the pudding. We're going to get this all spread out. Perfect. After that final pudding layer, you're going to top with the remaining Cool Whip, the reserved Cool Whip, if you will. It should be about 8 ounces. And that's just the fun little topping. Just spread it around in an even layer. It adds a lot of flavor, so don't worry about if it's too thick or too thin of a layer. It's going to be great. Perfect. So now we're going to cover this with plastic wrap, and you want to refrigerate it for about 4 to 5 hours. And that is for the most flavor on this banana pudding. You want those wafers to get nice and soft and tender, and then it's going to taste amazing. I did reserve some of the wafers for topping, but I like to add those just right before I serve them so that these have a little bit of crunch. The ones in the trifle will be nice and soft, but these will be crunchy. All right. I'm going to get this refrigerated and I will see you soon. Now we're going to get the topping ready. So like I said earlier, I like to add the topping at the end so it's still a little bit of crunch. So we're just going to put the leftover wafers in a Ziploc bag. Any kind will work. And you just want to crunch them up so that you can put them on top and make it stylish and decorative and all of that. So I just have a couple of wafers left. Seal the bag and then lay them out flat and then get whatever you want to break them apart. So I'm going to use a meat tenderizer today. You can use a rolling pin, meat tenderizer, back of a wooden spoon, whatever you have. You just gently want to pound the wafers. I like them not to be super fine crumbs, kind of a variety of sizes. You just pound to break them up, and then they're ready to go. The pudding's ready. Okay, it's been refrigerating and it's ready to serve. So now all we got to do is top it with our little crushed up wafers. I am going to use my hand just so I can control where it goes. It makes the top so fun and pretty. You can save some bananas and put on top if you would like. They just might brown quicker because they're not covered in pudding. So I usually don't do that. But if you know it's going to be eaten all at one serving, then go ahead and go to town with those bananas. It's so pretty. I cannot wait to try this. So I recommend making this in the morning before you serve it. So if you're going to a barbecue, you're going to have this for dessert. Just prepare it in the morning and then refrigerate it, and it'll be ready to serve by the time you have your cookout, your barbecue, whatever it is, and it'll be perfect. Now, if you layer the pudding on top of the bananas, the leftovers are going to keep fine for about 3 to 4 days, as long as you cover it as when you store it in the refrigerator, and it'll be great. I cannot wait to try this. It's amazing. It's so good and so delicious. And I love that you don't have to heat up your kitchen. You don't have to turn on the oven. And this is always a crowd pleaser dessert. Everyone loves a classic banana pudding. And I think you're going to love how easy this one is to make. Thank you so much for joining me today in my kitchen. I hope I inspired you to make a fun, easy, simple dessert this spring or summertime. Do not forget that I've linked this full recipe in the description below, and it'll have all of our tips, tricks, nutritional information, so make sure you check that out. Also, if you are loving our recipes, do not forget to like and subscribe so you never miss one. We are having so much fun sharing with you guys, and we want to keep on going. So don't forget to like. All right, friends, I am out of here. I will see you guys next time in my sister's kitchen. Have a great day. Bye, friends.